Welcome back to Cooking with Pouncy. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. And if you like what you see, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that, guys. And I promise not to disappoint you. I'm going to try, okay? Today I'm going to do some smoked sausages on my grill. These are fresh sausages. I'll be showing those to you in just a moment. So there's well, there's prep. I was going to say there's no salt and pepper I got to add. The sausages are already made. They were made for me by my local meat market here in town, my little town. And so I'm going to take this 15 pounds of sausages and I'm going to smoke them. I'll be doing another video today as well with sausages, same sausages, as I'm going to be just cooking on the grill, and it'll just be grilling sausages from a raw state to doneness, okay? And in the cooking process and the smoker, I'm going to be bringing my camera outside so you'll see the smoker operation as well. I realize that some of you don't have a smoker. That's why I'm going to do some on the grill today as well. But it's just about just grilling the sausage till they get done. The smoke time, my smoke time is going to be about 2.5 hours. I'm looking for an internal temperature of about 165 degrees at doneness for the smoked sausages. And you might say, well, what are you going to do with 15 pounds? I'm going to freeze them. I put them in my food saver bags, suck all the air out of them. That's what I'll be doing, and I'll put them in the freezer, and they last a long time. I like doing that. Okay, guys, here we go. We got our 15 pounds, which is a lot of sausages, and they made a rope with them for me. And this thing goes on and on and on. It'll break someplace, and then we'll start cutting again. But what I'm going to do here, guys, I'm going to be cutting these this length of sausages to the length of this pan, my little sheet pan here, okay? And that's how I'm going to be putting them on the smoker. So I'll just kind of measure one like this here, and that's how I kind of do it. It's not an exact thing. And then I'm going to just cut here, and that's how I'm going to do that, okay? Each one of them are going to be the same way. Each one of them. This is some good stuff, guys, I'll tell you. And the meat market kind of went through a specification that we, the meat market, and I came up with to make this blend here, and they are really good, okay? So I'm very accustomed to these, and so that's what we're going to be doing with every one of them. And again, I'm not going to bore you with all of these and showing you how to do that, but that's what we're going to do. Okay, so next time you see this, you'll see them all on this pan here and ready to go in the smoker with our fresh pork sausages, okay? And we just got them all cut up. It took me 5 minutes to get those at the same length that I got my pan, as I was telling you about a while ago. And I do that because I want the sausage to fit on the rack, which you'll see right here. And my racks are in here. And that's what I'm going to do, is lay each one of those sausages in there. That's 50, and not quite 50 because I reserved some for the grill yet this evening, okay? I've got a water pan in here, which you may be able to see right here as well. I've got a little, it's cloudy looking, a little barbecue sauce and some water, which is what I do, just for water and moisture in there. I've got my wood chips down here. I'm using hickory today, as I usually do. So I got a hickory pan down here in my firebox for the smoke process. And I'm going to try to maintain it and attain about a 225 degree temperature for about 2.5 hours. Some of the sausages are a little fatter than others, or density, if you will. I'll have to play with it, but 2.5 hours later, once I get all of these on there, guys, you're going to see some results from it. And that's what we're going to be doing here right now, all right? So we're going to put these on, just like that, each one of them. In fact, I think I can do 2 at a time, guys, and expedite this process. All right, you might be wondering why I got these rubber gloves on. I only got about 200 degrees in that chamber right now. And that's not going to melt my gloves, and I know that. And the other thing I'm going to do too, guys, is don't let them touch each other, because you want that smoke to go between them like that, okay? So you don't want them touching each other. You want to open them up, which I'm doing, and I've got space between them, so I don't have any discoloration, and that's what will happen if you have them touching each other, all right? So that's what we're going to do for these. Roll that back as well, and then continue the process. But again, it's important that you don't let them touch each other. And I'm putting them on my hot. I'm just looking to make sure I got space between each one and they're not touching, guys. It's important because you'll have a discoloration kind of a spot where it look like it's not done. You don't want to do that. You want to get that thing so you'll have space between them and none of them are touching, and they aren't, okay? That's what it looks like, guys. And they're going to be going on there right now as I shove these back in and get ready to let it do its thing. I'm not going to look at them either. You know, the little skinny ones in there, I'll be concerned about. I put one right here, and I got one right here. We're going to close this up, and we're going to let this smoker do its thing. One of the things you don't want to do, guys, is keep looking at them, trying to see if they're done. Don't do that. Just leave it closed. If you've got a cooking time frame on it, just go shoot for your time frame. Don't open your door, because once you do that, you start losing you're losing your heat, and then it's got to play catch up again to get back up to that 225. I happen to have one with a glass door. I can see through. You can see that as well. You can also see my silhouette here, I suppose. But anyway, that's great because I can just look in there, right? So now it's going to be doing its own thing. It's right now down to about 150. The temperature's starting to go up, and that's what it's going to do. I'll come back out and monitor it. I got dampers on the side to make sure I maintain my temperature. And we're all set, guys. So I'll see you in about 2.5 hours. All right, guys, here we go. At 2 hours and 15 minutes, it varied between 225 and 250. That's perfect. I just temped them a little bit ago, and they were running at about 172 to 180. That's perfect. So we're going to let it go at that. I'm going to be pulling them off right now so that we can get these puppies panned up and get them cooled down, so I can then start the process of shrink wrapping them or putting them in those food saver bags that I was telling you about. That's what they look like on the inside here, and they are good. As I said, at this point, I'm going to pan them all up. Hopefully I don't pull that rack out, but again, they turned out really well. I like what I see here. They look really good. Okay, I probably would have made them a bit darker with the smoke, but I didn't put that much smoke into them as well. The smoke as in wood for the smoke process. But they got very, very good flavor. And what I'll be doing is adjusting this recipe along with the gentleman that made it at the meat shop for me. They're a little bit sweet. He had honey in them. I'm going to have him omit the honey in the next batch that he makes. But they got excellent flavor. And for me, I'm going to have him reduce that pepper content as well. He's got some red pepper flakes in there, and I'm going to be cutting that red pepper flake down to a half of what that is too. You won't see these in the ingredient list, but I don't have the quantities for you. And grab this and take these out. The next time you see them, they'll be for a presentation, guys, okay? So bear with us, and we'll be back with you with the presentation. Here they are coming off, all right? I've got the rest of these sausages here, fresh sausages I had made up at my local meat market, and I'm going to grill them. I realize that some of you guys don't have smokers. For those of you that don't, I'm just going to do this part of the cook here on my grill. Okay, so we're just going to grill these sausages. And I think you might be able to see these. I'm going to hold them up for you. And these are just some sausages that I had made up to my specifications at my local meat market. Your meat market will probably do the same for you. So again, we're going to grill these. I'm going to be running a temperature of about 380 to 400 degrees, and we're going to start that process right now. What I think I'll do as well, guys, I'm going to spray just a little bit of canola oil. Could be olive oil, could be your oil of choice as well. And on these, and I'm going to do it just in case they want to stick, and I think that'll prevent them from sticking. But other than that, we're just going to put a little oil on them, and I'm going to do that right here now, and I don't think you can see that. I'm going to move my hand here. I'm just going to spray a little bit on there, and what you don't want to do, put those sausages on that grill and spray the sausage on the grill. You don't want to do that. That's very dangerous, guys. This stuff is very flammable if you do that. You don't want to do that, okay? So I just sprayed just a little oil on them. It also dropped the oil can, but that's okay. So let's just do that now, all right? And we're going to just take them. And again, I think you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to take them with the little canola oil on them, and I'm going to lay them on my grill. It goes very hot, like I said. All right. Just put them on there like that. And here's the links, okay? We're going to put those guys right, that little guy right there. And again here. And if you've never grilled sausages before, it's not a big deal. You know, I'm just going to grill them to done. And leave it in a little ring like that, because they'll firm up here in a little bit to the degree where I won't be worried about them flopping all over. All right, here's the last little piece right here, as you can see there. And I hope you can see what's happening with this. Now I'm going to close the lid. And again, I'm at about 380 to 400, maybe 425. We'll see. All depends on the fat content, whether they stop popping open and dripping fat and all that stuff. And you guys have been there and done that too, I suppose. But that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to close the lid now. And I'll be monitoring them on a regular basis. And I'll be turning them probably every 3 minutes, maybe. Once they start cooking, maybe even more than that. So maybe 3 to 5 minutes initially. And then I'll just turn them as needed until they get done, okay? And that'll probably be somewhere around 180 degrees in the center, 170, 75, whatever. I'll be checking it out and let you know what that exact internal temperature was too, though. All right, so we're going to close this and let it do its own thing, guys. And guys, I thought I'd come back for just a minute. I've turned them twice already. Doing part two, the front of my grill is hotter than the back side of it. And again, obviously the ones, because I moved them around here, guys, I've turned them twice now, like I said. The ones that I just moved to the rear of the grill here were starting to brown, and that's because I've got more heat here. I can see the flame than the back side of this cheesy little grill of mine here. And I didn't want them to get too brown, as you know, before they get done, so that's what I did. I moved them. I don't know whether you can see the color on that. But they're getting color on them now, and they're cooking. So I'm again running about 425, even though I've opened the lid to the chamber here a couple of times. So anyway, I just want to come back and show you that I have turned them twice, and that was probably within the 6 to 8 minute period. And I'm going to continue to turn them until they get done. So I'll be back with you in a little bit. For a little bit with you again, guys. I'm continually turning them. I think I've turned them twice since I talked to you. I'm going to turn them again. Again, I've got a really hot spot on the front of my grill right here that I have to really watch because I don't want to get them too brown before they get done. Right? So that's what we're going to do again, and let you see me do that now. As you can see, they're getting pretty brown now. However, I'm looking for an internal temperature here, and not just the fact that they're brown, because if the heat's so hot, they're going to get really brown anyway. But you got to watch that internal temperature. And I'm going to check here because I think it's supposed to be about 175, 180 internal temperature. And when you probe them with your thermometer that I've talked about in my videos, the thermometers are very cheap, guys. What I'm going to do is stick my thermometer in the very end of it. That's on each one of the ropes here to check my temperature, not pierce them through the skin, because all your juices will run out. You don't want to do that, all right? So I'm going to close this lid, stop talking to you. All right, guys, I'm back, maybe for the last time. They've been cooking for exactly 1/2 hour. I got my little handy-dandy thermometer like we talked about earlier, and I'm looking for about 165. I'm going to stick it in the very end, not to puncture the skin here, right? So we're going to stick it in here. I'm going to turn it on. And we're looking for 165 or higher. 54, 65, right at it, right there. Okay? 165. They're all done. I don't have to poke them, each one of them. So 1/2 hour later, these things are done. I'm going to pull them now. And so we're going to pull these. We don't want them to cook anymore. I don't want them to dry out, okay? They look really good, though, guys. They look good. They do. You get you right over there. They look good, guys. And they're going to taste good, too, because I smoked a bunch of these here, as I said earlier. And they turned out fabulous in the smoker as well. And again, I think you can see that. They look good. It's a nice char right there on them. The skin didn't break. I had 2 that had little punctures on them. I didn't do it myself. But I've got a nice fat to lean ratio with these things here. And they're nice and plump. They'll shrink a little bit as they cool. But again, that's it for the grilled sausage deal. And again, it's like cooking brats, for God's sakes. But anyway, I wanted to do that because I did the smoke ones of these same ones earlier. And for those of you that don't have a smoker, you can certainly grill them as well. So again, guys, if you decide to make this for yourself and your family, I certainly hope that you will enjoy it as much as we're going to enjoy these succulent sausages as well. Until next time, guys, we'll see you. Thank you so much for tuning in to Cooking with Pouncy. Please hit that like button if you like what you see. Tell me what you think as well, and pass this on as you see fit.